Hello, Leo. How are you? Okay, let's do this. I'm so excited for this reading today. Okay, you're gonna know that this reading is for you because there's a journey that you've been on, you're on, and it's almost like everything has been about this journey. It's all or nothing, and to others it appears like nothing. Okay, but it's been an insane journey and we're gonna see about this. Okay, so I just want to connect really quick. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna pull tarot and oracle, of course. Okay, but first I saw Dumbledore, and Dumbledore was holding Harry Potter. Okay, in the very first movie, in the very beginning, Harry Potter's a baby. Dumbledore's holding him. They're going to drop him off with the muggles. I don't know. Right? So when this is happening, right, Harry Potter is just a baby here. And this is kind of like representative of your guides bringing you here to this world. Only there's no magic people in this world. It's all muggles everywhere. It's everybody's Aunt Petunia. They all hate you. And it's just kind of like, what? When is this all going to click? When is this all going to come together here? So we're going to see about this. I saw a tent, which signifies God's presence or source energy's presence here. And this is a meeting place for the divine. That's the thing, is like Dumbledore was meeting Professor McGonagall there. You know what I mean? There was something here about meeting, and then they know that they're all going to meet again, but there was a separation, leaving Harry behind. So there's something here. You may be getting a new guide or guides or connections with your guides, but they've been here all along, but there's been a separation. And there's a lot of people, souls that are coming into your life now that have known you for quite some time and you have known them. Hagrid coming in, all this kind of stuff, right? So this is kind of that energy, and you can feel that this is coming, but nothing's happening, and this can be very frustrating and very annoying, right? So we're going to see about this. I saw a pickaxe, which talks about breaking barriers. There's something here about you breaking barriers by yourself. Harry Potter broke barriers, but he had a lot of help. This feels like you completely alone, completely isolated, doing all of this. I saw a blacksmith, which represents shaping your life. You have shaped your life. You have rehabilitated yourself in a way that has been unheard of. They're showing me Jesus now. Jesus had, his disciples. He had people helping him. You know what I'm saying? There's all these different stories, and but yours is a story of you did this completely alone. It's like you're sent here and then completely left alone, and it's like your source energy was watching, God was watching, your guides were watching, but there are many chosen depending on the journey that they're exactly on. But there is a particular journey and you're on it. And it's the journey of being completely left, completely abandoned. And what you're vibing at, you don't get that as a result back. The help, you don't get it for a certain period of time until you break through this barrier, until you shape your life. And to do something like this is something that, it hasn't been done on this soil. And this is very important for other people on this planet, other people that are going to incarnate after you. Okay. I saw a boot, which is a call to action, and a tear. A tear signifies goodbye. There's something here you're going to be called to do, and you're going to have to leave everything you know behind. You're going to have to leave people behind. We're going to see about this. You could have already done this, but there's like another call, is what I'm feeling. And then I saw backflips. So this is like, you're going to be doing backflips. This is how, excited, this is how much joy it's going to be bringing to your life, where it feels like you have been bending over backwards to do all of these things in your life. and receiving nothing. And now the universe is going to do that for you. We're going to see. I want to do a Celtic cross because I want to see exactly. This is such a journey, right? This is such a, we really want to understand this because it's like this energy of like, I've been on this journey, you know, and when is it going to shift? When is it going to change? You know, how long am I going to be alone for? How long is everyone going to be against me for, you know? And when is this security, this stability going to come in, and you being able to be this passion, you know, and have this kind of like recognition for what it is that you really have been doing all along, you know? So you can build something that can last. You can build a lifestyle of your dreams. Let's see about this. Okay, so I see the Death card here. See the Death card here. I'm not going to take this. Okay, now we have the Ten of Wands. So something here that you're finishing up with, you could transition what it is that you're doing. That could be what this is about. And the King of Wands. So the King of Wands, this is your energy. Some readers read this as Aries. We're in Aries season. So this is like saying you now. You right now. It's almost like, and then you have this. This is the tearful goodbye. Okay. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. There's something here that it's like wrapping up, finishing up something. And then there is going to be this call to action. The call to action is like, this is finally what you're supposed to be doing. But there's something here that it's like this person, he has all these sticks that, and it's like, now they're ready to be harvested, and he's going to take them to get harvested. He's going to get money for these sticks. But it's like, this is the last time they're going to go and harvest these sticks. They're done. It's kind of like that energy of, you know, a teacher who's resigning, you know, they're retiring. And the last time that they're going to read, you know, Romeo and Juliet, and they close the book, and, you know, the whole school's like cheering for them on their last day or whatever. I don't know. But it may not be that pretty of a picture is how I'm feeling. I feel like it's kind of like, this could be something that you enjoy doing, but there's something here that this was still a stepping stone, because you're going to use that tool in something that you're doing that's the real calling. But once you're doing this thing that's the real calling, you're going to know. You're going to feel like crazy excited. You know, you're not going to be thinking back with lack of, oh man, I wish I was still doing this other thing. No. But we're going to see more about what that is. And this is about you being seen as well. Because here, it's like you can't see this person, right? They're hiding behind all of these sticks, right? And the King of Wands is holding this stick, but does he even know how he got it, right? Where it came from, the story about it? No. It's like the time of you being the worker who is unseen is done. That's going to be done now. So we're going to see more about this. Okay, we're going to see recent past. And it's almost like this energy of, you know, I think of in daycare, you know, because I worked in daycare for a while. I loved it. And the kids, you know, in the 1-year-old room, it's like when they're about to be 2, you know, they're your helper. They just love helping you with everything. And they're helping you with the younger babies that come in that just turned 1. And, you know, they're running the classroom. They just love it. And it's time for them to move up to the 2s, and they don't want to go, you know. They don't want to go. They really don't. It's time for them to kind of stand on their own, and they don't want to. But once they do go, you know, it's so amazing. So here's the thing. Okay, yeah. This is what I'm saying. You can feel very stuck, because I feel like there's something here that either you already see, there's something else you're adding to what you're already doing, your passion, your career. Yeah, there's something here about that. You want to add something. There was something here that it's like, okay, this is only going so far. It's only going so far, no matter how much energy I put into it. And that caused you to, you know, get creative about, well, maybe I could do something more, you know, right? So either you're just about to figure this out, or you already kind of have a plan. You already are thinking like, yeah, this is what I'm going to go learn. This is what I'm going to apply. This is the thing that I'm going to shift. There's some kind of a plan here, and the plan is coming from being blocked and something not growing. It's like this person, when he started this stick harvesting thing, he imagined like a whole field of these sticks. He imagined like all these workers, and he's going to be like in this house sitting on the balcony, sipping wine, overseeing everything. That's what he thought was going to happen. Not what happened. Not what happened. So, Magician, wow. There's something, there is a very powerful manifestation. This is the manifestation of your life. This is what you came here, you incarnated to manifest this, to do it, to go through what you went through and get to this point right now on the soil, This is like in the beginning of the movie, there's a flash of this moment, And then it goes to the whole backstory, all of that. And then now we're at this point and it's like, what's going to happen? Okay, now, okay. Like this is the point we've all been waiting for. You know what I'm saying? It's like when Dumbledore dropped Harry Potter off with good old Aunt Petunia. I think that's her name. I don't know. He was thinking about what moment? The moment that Harry defeated Voldemort, That's the moment. It's like the final hour, the fight of your life here. There's something here. You came in here to incarnate. And this is the thing is, it's like once something on this soil has happened, somebody has an idea in their brain, they have a thought, they can believe it, they can make it a reality. And once somebody does that, then it's here. The thought doesn't go anywhere. What happened it doesn't go anywhere. It stays here on the soil and other people can tap into it and they can do it as well. So, you're very, very grounded in this manifestation. And Spirit is telling you to be very grounded in, this is what I want to manifest. So this is what I'm going to embody every single now of this existence. Yeah, right. Your mind is very much so on getting things done. And it's very important that you're balancing what work to actually put in and what to actually manifest coming together. Having that be really balanced, not just working so hard to get things done. It's important that the work that you're doing, you feel like rejuvenated and, like vibrant when doing it. And understanding that it's not manpower. It's not the amount of hours that you spend in sleepless nights, There is a point to working and getting something done, but it's balanced with you're now being a vibrational match to what you're seeking. So, and this is this thing with being the worker and then being the one, right, that is reaping the reward. And there's time for action, right? And there's time where things are done, but it's at a very different pace. It's at a very different scale. So how can you embody that now? It's kind of like if you want to be the principal of a school, it's like, and you're a teacher, well, you already kind of have to answer things the way that a principal would. You want to dress and present yourself in a way that people could see you in this elevated way. You have to take good care of yourself and present yourself in a way that you feel confident embodying this role. And that's the thing, is confidence is really what it really is it is believing in yourself, but not needing validation from other people around you that you're confident. You're just confident. It's not about really being competent. So many people think that, but in the movie Catch Me If You Can, in Catch Me If You Can, like Leonardo DiCaprio, he's just confident. He's just a very confident person, and people just believed him, and that's based on a true story. There's a lot of examples of this. I'm not going to get into all the examples, but it's kind of about just embodying something. There's something here where you know a lot about it. You have a lot of knowledge. Even if you don't have any knowledge about something that you want to do, it's kind of like this fake it till you make it thing. That's very important that you do this, that you see yourself in this way. And this is the thing, is like Leos are very confident, right? But maybe not so in this way. That's very like stereotypical. And yes, Leos are, but also it represents the journey to confidence. Yeah. And it's like that, the thing that you fear the most, that's the thing that it's like you're most meant to do. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that kind of energy is what I'm getting here. So, wow. Okay. Let's see where this is going. Yeah, this is just like not needing outside validation, just believing in yourself. And if other people are not going to believe in you, or if you're going to make a mistake and look weird in a social situation or anything, okay, that's a natural thing that happens. It's not a big deal. There's plenty of people that are leaders of the world that, I don't know how competent they are, but they look and they sound like they are, well, to some people. So maybe that's not the best example, but I think you know what I'm saying. Okay, let's see. Yeah, 8 of Wands. Everything is going in that direction. Everything is embodying this. That's what this is kind of saying. This is a lifestyle change, that you're now this new person. But this is something that, it's not about being fake. No, it's like this is something that you want. You want to be this, and you are this. You're destined to be this. It's the journey of becoming this. And in all these little areas of your life, you've made shifts, you've made changes that align with who you really want to be. Because when we're born into a situation, all this trauma, all these things are happening. And everything is happening. And the way that you cope with whatever trauma, sadness, sorrow, disappointment, whatever you have, right? Whatever you're lacking, and whatever way you cope with that when you're younger, when you're growing up, when you're older, you're just doing like a bigger version of the same thing, And this keeps you kind of limited in what you're capable of achieving, or what you think you're capable of achieving, or the way that you live your life, and blah, blah, blah. But there is a calling in your heart, and it's to be so much more. And there is no example, and then there is no one around to help you. And you just kind of have to just blindly believe in yourself and make little changes in your life. And this starts from you honestly asking yourself hard questions about past situations, and what other people really did, and what you really did, and why, and what did that really get you, and what would you like instead, and how do other people that have what you want, where are they, what are they, how are they acting, what are they doing, and those honest things that you do, and sitting with yourself in nature gives you all these answers. And it's like you've done all of that, and you've done these things to change your life. So there's this call that is going to come in. A lot of communication is going to start to come to you. A lot of communication is going to start to come in. High Priestess. A lot of this can be spiritually. Some of you can get so much advanced in your spiritual gifts, psychic gifts, healing abilities. It could scare you. Like, hey, am I a little crazy? Because it's a lot of communication that you're going to be getting. Yeah. And there is a very different way that you're going to be in this world now. Yeah. Because this is really talking about, this is like Gandhi, this is like Nelson Mandela, this is like Maya Angelou, this is like Princess Diana, all these people before they were, you know, uh, what we knew of them to be, right? They had these sticks, right? It's the sticks that you harvested. These sticks, see how they're all going in different directions, right? They're all going in the same direction now. It's like in every aspect of their life, they now have to embody this. It has to line up with this now. And right now, you're different at work, you're different at home, you're different with friends, you're different with this friend, you're different with family, you're different, when you go here and do this, activity, or, whatever. We're different in all different places. But there's something here about people also handle their money differently. They handle friendships in all these different ways. Like there's all these things, but these things are coming into alignment now, where it's like everything is going to be in this steady pace. And this is how you're going to be now. This is how you're going to be. So that, Princess Diana, it's like, where is there a photo of her where she's like acting out of character? There isn't one. There isn't one because she did this. Okay? And everybody else did it too. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So this is what you're doing. That's what you're doing here. You're aligning it. It doesn't mean that you can't grow, that you can't change. It doesn't mean that you can't be a little bit different, but it's not going to be so far off, because it's almost like being seen as more of this deity energy, because you're embodying more of the divine, of your higher self. And all people can get to this point. This is why it is so very important and so beautiful, because we're coming to a point now where people need to see, they need to know, they need to believe without a shadow of doubt that no matter what you have been through in this life, you can be or do or have anything. And life can be easy, beautiful, fun, glowing all the time for everybody. There's no shortage of anything. And it's like you're embodying that. You're somebody who's showing the world that. And look at this confidence. There's something here. You could be putting yourself out there, could have to do with fear of protection. Is there going to be somebody there to protect you? Because this black cat, okay, protects her. That's what this black cat here represents, because the black cat can see spirits here and protect her. But this is not spirits in the spiritual realm necessarily. It can, yeah. But really what this is other people. But she has done the work within herself to forgive herself of her past, because a lot of people lack confidence because they blame themselves for things. Yeah. And you forgive others and you forgive yourself, and then you have this glowing confidence. And then you have this black cat here that shows you immediately when somebody steps up and there's something within them that is against you. And this is really showing you what is against yourself, because everything out here is just a reflection of what's going on within you. So this is getting really inside, outside, everything is all in and of itself and all connected in this beautiful circle here. And when you understand that we're not just standing here walking around on this earth, it's like we're falling. Like life is a dance, this is something that, we're syncing up with things. And there's always this complete ending, and then this new beginning where we have to leave everything we knew behind, and or every way in between. But it's like, no matter what, it's always going to keep coming up, the same cycles, So when you're okay with that movement, you're balanced and confident within yourself, within that movement, this is when things start to happen very quickly. And this is when you start to get messages from the divine really quickly. And this is when you start to see things happen that are, you can't explain it. Yeah, this is when you start to have visits from aliens, from starseeds. This is when things start to move and you're like, how did that happen? This is when you bump into somebody and you have, it's a story, you know, it's this is something, yeah, this is quite an adventure. And this is the adventure of you receiving, the adventure of you becoming what you're meant to become. This whole time, this whole time. Wow. And here's the thing is being so pure, being so in love with yourself and who you are, because the more you're embodying the divine, you loving the divine is the same thing as you loving yourself. So you're knowing that there is nothing on this journey that you can't encounter, that you can't overcome. So this is how it's like this protection, this fight that you needed to have before, you don't have to have it now. That's not, it's not even close in the vibrational vicinity of you. Yeah, it's almost like this aura around you starts to protect you. And where you go, when you go out into nature, it's like you're greeted. It's like you can feel the plants singing, the trees are just great, so excited that you're there. You know, the wind is just like, you know, blowing your hair in the most beautiful way. You know, the animals want to come and be around you. You know, kids are just smiling at you. They just love you. They're so drawn to you, you know. Miraculous things are happening. Wherever you go, it's like the rain stops and the sun comes out. When you go into a store, you know, then the store gets crazy busy. You know, you go onto the dance floor and then everybody is going and dancing, you know. This is that kind of energy that you have. When you say that this is amazing, and then what do you know? Everybody else everybody else sees it as amazing too, and things take off. It's like there is this very like romantic way that you have a relationship with the world, and the world has that relationship with you. And every single person, you know, somebody who's so grouchy and so mean to everybody, they will smile at you, and people will say, how did you get that person to smile? How did you get that person to talk? They hate everybody, you know. How did you do this? How did you, you know, write a song and have it take off? How did you write this book and you're a best-selling? Like, how did these things happen? It's this little work that you're doing before that matters so much. It's like you're approaching it with love. And Thich Nhat Hanh talks about this. He says, walk around this earth like you're kissing the ground with your feet. Rumi says, live this life as if it is rigged in your favor. Yes. And this is what you're doing. This is what you're embodying here. And this is everything to do with your money. Everything to do with your money. Spirit is not going to give you this money until you love yourself. Because if Spirit was to do that, why would you wouldn't, there would be this, I have to fight, I have to prove, I have to guard, I have to protect. I don't know. Look at this. Now we have the battle here. Yeah, I can't break out of what is already established. This is the only way to do it. You know, being in fear, it keeps going. Yeah, being in fear and illusions, no. You're not meant to do that. You're meant to shine. You're not meant to be in this abandoned energy. And so this is breaking free. This is the pickaxe. You're meant to break this barrier from this lifetime of abandonment. It's like you were abandoned on this planet. Your star seeds were like, there you go, bye. But they were watching over you because you wanted this journey to come here to do this. And then look, 9 of Pentacles. You see? Wow. Yeah. Some of you are going to have an opportunity to walk away and go towards something that it's going to be bittersweet to leave behind what you're leaving behind. But what you're going towards is absolutely everything. Yeah. and emotionally stable people are where you're going. People that have healed their inner child as well, that are also in this elevated place of bliss, you know. There's gonna be where you're gonna build things to last, you know, where now it's like you put energy into something, it just falls apart, it just falls apart, it just falls apart. No, now the things that you're gonna start to build, they're gonna stay in your life forever, and they're gonna change your life forever. It's not going to be this moving around and no stability, constantly unstable. No. It's like when you get okay with the fact that life is always going to be so unstable, that's when your life is no longer unstable. It's kind of like that. That's what this is talking about. Getting to this place of balance. Wow. This is beautiful. This is really beautiful. Yeah. Okay, Leo, this is what I have for you. I hope this resonated for you. Okay, please like and subscribe. Okay, and if you would like beautiful gemstone jewelry, okay, that is a physical representation of you investing in yourself, loving in yourself, and supporting this planet and being thankful to the planet. These beautiful otter spirit bracelets and jewelry. Okay, there's a coupon code also in the description. So thank you.